Alright, anyways, welcome to an episode of Matt Stream Outside on YouTube. Today, I'm going over something important for hammock camping. So, let me set up a ridgeline and tarp, just in case, because it is kind of starting to snow just a tiny bit here. So, just going to set up a ridgeline for a tarp to keep things dry, and then I'll, get to it. So, we're down in the dome. Come on, get under here, Dee. Good girl. Like I said, time for the hammock. Just gonna test that I have the hammock set up the way I want. Yeah, this is definitely the way I want it to be set up. So, get to the main point of the video now. Okay, so, if you didn't get it already, this right here is a very essential part of hammocking. Whether you're hammock camping, hanging out in a hammock in the winter on a cold day, or whatever, if you're going to be hammocking, you need this. This is my Spark underquilt. So that's what you need, a hammock underquilt. Not everyone knows it, certainly if you're a beginner. While it may seem obvious to some, if you're just getting started in hammocking, it's not obvious to other people. With that being said, not everybody knows how to use a hammock underquilt, and that is where this video comes in. So, if you do a search of reviews on just about any underquilt, you're bound to find 1-star comments where you realize that people thought that these were a hammock, I guess, and tried to use underquilts as a hammock, and it's not a good idea because underquilts are not made to support your weight. With that being said, another common mistake is people having their underquilts too tight, and then once again putting their weight on the underquilt, which is also not a good idea. On top of that, a third mistake that happens is people who don't set up underquilts right will get condensation, or will not stay warm because they allowed for too much air between the hammock and the underquilt. So it's the underquilt's job to insulate the air below you in the hammock, but you only want to leave a certain amount of room. I believe like a hand width of room between the hammock and the underquilt. That way it will work properly. So if you didn't have an underquilt, another thing you could do is use a sleeping pad, but you'd want like a really high R value sleeping pad, and from what I hear, using a sleeping pad isn't as comfortable. Plus, I would also worry about corners of sleeping pads possibly puncturing the hammock, or the little valves puncturing the hammock. So, I'll show you how to set this up. So, we'll start at the top. What I like to do, because I like to keep my stuff off the ground, is I will put the bottom of the underquilt in the hammock, or really the whole thing in the hammock for now. I may as well take that off the tripod and show what it is that we are going to be doing. So, I've already used this underquilt a couple of times, so I already kind of have it almost preset, but what we do is we come to the end over here and show you. So we want to make sure this is the right way. I have it kind of inside out. I'm just gonna tuck it. Nope, I had it the right way. Okay. The dark, all right, that hit the ground, whatever. The dark side is the outside, and the light side is the inside. Actually, as you can see, I just showed you how to do it the wrong way by accident, because it's been like a year. But you put the string and your hook right there. So let's come on and fix this end. Okay. So I just fixed the other end. Now we gotta tighten it. But we gotta make sure that the hammock is actually in this. So we're gonna go ahead, tuck it in, just like that. Real simple. Real simple. And we wanna go ahead and tighten it just enough. Just enough. So there's some clips. Underquilts adjust differently, which is why I'm not zooming in. Zooming in. So you want to make sure that there's about a hand width of room between the bottom of the hammock and the underquilt. I'm gonna lower this. Alright. You want to make sure there's about a hand width of room between the bottom of the quilt, between the bottom of the hammock and the quilt. So now we are going to get in the hammock. I think we're gonna loosen it. I have it just a little weird. The sleet is starting to pick up. All right. Now I get down in. This is another way to check that you adjusted it correctly. Kind of. I guess. Maybe. Daisy, come get over here so you don't get covered in snow. Coming down now, you probably can't see it, but it's coming down. So now we are gonna lay down. And this should come above us when we lay down, just, you know, so it insulates both the bottom and the sides. I'm no professional, and I don't claim to be a professional, so, you know, I'm more or less just stating the whole point of this video is roughly how you would set up an underquilt and why you need an underquilt, because an underquilt is a very essential part of hammock camping. So yeah, just gonna check that my hammock is still floating above the underquilt. So what you do is you basically check where your bum is, or, you know, you're gonna take your hands, you're gonna slide them below the hammock and make sure there's about a hand width of room, which I do have that. And, you know, you would have your top quilt or whatever. And, oh, I didn't even realize this has snaps. That's cool. So you could, like, cocoon yourself. That would definitely help hold in warm air. So, yeah. This is a hammock underquilt, and its primary job, whether you're hammocking in the spring, the summer, fall, or winter, is to insulate you. Much like when you are camping in a tent and you use a cot or a sleeping pad to insulate you from the bottom down, you use this to insulate you from the bottom down in a hammock. And boy, is it super comfortable and does it add a ton of warmth. I just could lay here all night now. But, yeah. So, let me show you what it looks like in here, I guess, before I end the video. Even though I don't want to get out, it's too comfy. I could probably tighten this a little, I feel like. I feel like I have it kind of loose. So I might do that quickly before I bring you guys over. Yeah, needed a little more tightening at these ends for sure. Grab this and get in. So, a little bonus tip that me and the dog D will tell you. I'll show you. When you're laying in a hammock, you want to lay kind of crooked so that you'll have a flat lay. Or, you know, however you're comfortable, really. I'm not going to tell you what to do. So thank you for checking out this episode of, I almost said my old YouTube channel name. It used to be Matt and D-Dog. But thank you for checking out this episode of Matt Stream Outside on YouTube. I hope you got a takeaway from this video. And now if you're considering hammocking, I hope you now know to look for an underquilt. And I also want to add one thing. Just because you have the insulation from the underquilt does not mean you don't need a top quilt. You will still need a top quilt or a sleeping bag to stay warm. This is more or less the sleeping pad of the hammocking world. And so thanks for checking out the video. Thanks for any likes, shares, subscriptions, or comments. Let me know what you might want to see on the channel coming soon. And until then, enjoy the outdoors. Have a great day. Squirrel dog. Woof woof, baguffish woof. Should have brought your hammock out with us, D. But I think we're going to pick up now, so that will be good. But next time we'll bring your hammock out too. You want to bring your hammock out? You want to get your hammock out and bring it? You want to bring your hammock and sleep in it for the night, D? You want to bring your hammock and sleep in it for the night? Do you like hammocks? Do you like hammocks? So this is actually who's been filming me in my last couple of videos. She's my camera dog, and she operates the tripod and puts my iPhone, you know, on and off and whatever. Just if anyone was wondering. Yep. That's definitely who's been filming me. As hard as it is to convince myself to get out of this comfy warm hammock, I just realized that my Arc'teryx backpack is getting snowed in as we speak, so, you know, I'd rather not have that happen, so I should probably get moving. So, yeah.